That's a whole spooky sort of psycho meta layer to what's going on top of everything else.
Hi, I'm Kristen Maldonado from Pop Culture Planet. It's so great to meet you all. This show is wild. I had so much fun with it. And I'd love to hear each of you kind of share a little bit about how you sort of got into character this season and sort of a little bit about your journey.
I play Gabriella Tarabi. I'm the therapist over in Paradise City. And my character, I'm kind of fortunate because I get to have storylines with everyone. Everyone kind of comes to me at one point, and so I know everybody's secrets. As you know, the show has so many twists and turns, and everybody who presents as something turns out to not be who they say they are. But I think amongst that, Gabriella, she's the one, I was constantly trying to turn her into the mustache twirling villain. And Dan's like, what show are you on? That's not the show. That's not her. But she's the hope. She's the light in this mystery thriller. She's the one who, believes in the good of everybody. And if anything is encouraging, even the ones on the show that turn out to be the bad guys to sort of tap into the goodness of themselves to be able to get along. She wants unity with everyone.
I was such a huge fan of Dan Fogelman before I read these, and he's such a brilliant writer. I was sent the first 4 scripts, and I just was sort of gasping at every turn of the page by all of these sort of unexpected reveals. And then it was just a thrill to be able to fully explore this woman who we finish with making very extreme decisions and check your morals at the door. But she feels like she's doing all these things with the best of intentions and with protecting her family and the greater good. And so it was really interesting to sort of try to go as extreme as you could with those decisions and still make them believable and not a straight up bad guy.
There's so many layers to each of these characters and to this whole story. And what was exciting and engaging every time was approaching a scene and preparing, okay, what am I showing? What am I revealing to the person I'm speaking with? Who am I to them? What am I presenting versus what is underneath? And when you get to do work like that as an actor, it's a joy every single day. Plus you're working with
Krys Marshall and Nicole Brydon Bloom, obviously. For me, one of the great joys about playing Robinson is the way that she sort of code switches depending on who she's in front of. When she's talking to Sinatra, she's a very reserved, austere version of herself, versus when she's with Cal, where she's, naked in bed. So there are like such a huge gradation of who this woman is. And I think similarly to what Jon was saying, that each of us is a different version of ourselves depending on who we're talking to. So I think that is a testament to excellent writing and really beautiful storytelling, is having these characters that are so multifaceted. So I found myself always kind of playing catch up in each new script, getting that material and going, okay, how can I readjust who I know Robinson to be, because she's so different in this environment than she was when I met her episode 1 or these scenes episode 2. So always sort of just moving on the fly and shifting. Great writing, great storytelling.
Yeah, I think every character seems to have moments of vulnerability, as every human being does, and then also a lot of strength that they kind of discover at different times throughout the series. Personally, getting into character, I listen to a lot of Phoebe Bridgers. Don't know what.
You're so cute.
You are cute.
It's you and your little folk, like just jamming in the trailer. You're so
Moon
cute.
Song, getting into the feels. But that was helpful. Our costumers actually had playlists for each character. So you would go in for your fitting and they'd be playing songs that they think informed the characters. And that was like really fun.
I love that. Did you guys also have any songs that you were like, oh, that encompassed my character this season?
Because Robinson's like a real badass, my music was like European sort of Berlin pop, kind of techno music, like electronic music. Because she is a Secret Service agent, but she's also can be an assassin. So that was really fun.
I listen to a lot of Johnny Cash. I'm not sure if it was character based or just because it's fun to listen to Johnny Cash. Somewhere in there.
I think
I
about
didn't have
music
one for Gabriella.
so
Yeah.
much of my character. I remember that Dan made in that Bible or whatever, there were like playlists for each character, which I love. Like that's the kind of detail that was there. I think it was more exciting for me to think about the just the overall like 80s songs.
Yes.
The show was toying originally with like Paradise City maybe, and now it's Paradise, but like I loved Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
Like I'm a
Phil
child.
Collins, Genesis.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a child of the 80s, so to like be in a world that was, has that like being piped in would be exciting to me.
it's cool that music ended up having such an essential role and became almost another character in the show, and all the remakes that he put in there, and they're just, I think I love the remakes. It was really cool.
I think what's so interesting is obviously, this is a political murder that we're following, but also set in this surprising sort of post-apocalyptic world. And so I was wondering how that sort of like influenced you.
Well, what was really cool is we were all handed like this, like a guidebook of what Paradise City has in it, like what the rules are of this world. So and they were so detailed. So you instantly, as the characters, you bought into this fictitious place that everyone now lives in. And this is the state of the world. It's these 25,000 people. We have remote control ducks, and we have the sun that's operated by a button. We can change the clouds. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was fun to live in that space, and make that grounded.
I mean, I think for me, just the reminder that whatever we see here is essentially all there is to see.
Right.
I think when you're in Los Angeles, you know that there is still Paris, there is still Berlin, there is still London. But in Paradise, this is truly what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And where we are in this world, there is nothing on the Earth's surface. So knowing that you're one of the last 25,000 people to remain, it never leaves you. So I think that underpinning is in every single scene, even if it's just a scene at the kitchen sink. So that definitely was informative.
If this was real, what modern day luxury would you maybe miss the most?
What modern day luxury would I miss? I'm addicted to those damn coconut lattes from Starbucks. If I can't have my like quadruple shot of blonde espresso, steamed hot, we're going to have a problem. So I would miss that.
I would need sushi, like properly good.
Love sushi.
I love sushi. Well, because also I feel like LA has the best in this country anyway, has the best sushi, like hands down. And so I just have been in LA for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
stuffing
And
myself with sushi, and I'm
you
still
miss
not
it,
over it. I would miss that greatly. And lucky us that we get to even think in those terms,
It's true.
actually.
I think I would miss like feeling the sun. Like they can make an artificial warmth and light, but I don't think you can capture that feeling. So even though you feel like a sense of normalcy when you're down there, I think human beings are very adaptable and malleable. And so like, you might go 3 months without thinking about it, but then the second that you do think about it, it kind of messes with you.
Yeah.
Would be
There's a spooky kind of
reason.
like red pill, blue pill element to the whole thing, right? Because on the one hand, be grateful you're alive. And on the other, it's hard to not just want to kick the walls down and go, this is a lie. And so I think characters are trying to decide, do I let myself be deluded into being comfortable and happy here, and shut off that part of my brain, or do I remain aware of where I actually am and be miserable, but be making an effort to get free from here? And that's a whole spooky sort of psycho meta layer to what's going on top of everything else.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Congratulations. I know people are going to have a lot of fun with this show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Consider subscribing if you like this video and get even more entertainment news at popcultureplanet.net. See ya!